human.
Y'all don't know football.
That's a great setup, Bob.
Time for two more.
Personal foul. Clipping.
You like that? The Vikings.
You lucky suckers.
You want to change the conversation? Win some games.
Oh, my God. You think it's funny? Oh, yeah. Ready? Here we go. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 to noon. Good morning. Nordo produces, and I'm Paul Allen. That Minnesota Vikings win yesterday was the grindiest of all grinders ever to grind. Holy cow. There were 8 targets to Jefferson, 7 first downs on third down, felt like 6 drops for Naylor, and 5 sacks on Jackson Dart. You think the Ole Miss rookie Jackson Dart is excited to see Brian Flores again? Hey, that 2.5 yards per attempt by the Rebel, that was a Rebel without a cause. That must have him wishing Mississippi College Choctaws were 3-2. You think the old Miss rookie Jackson Dart is excited to see Brian Flores again? That 2.5 yards per attempt by the Rebel without a cause must have him wishing Mississippi College Choctaws were next on the schedule, Jackson Dart. Good times, bad times for QB1. There's this. McCarthy's out of the shotgun. Jordan Addison in motion to the left. McCarthy back to pass. Big rush by the Giants. JJ gets out of it. Runs right. 15, 10, 5. To the end zone. Touchdown! He's JJ McCarthy with his 4th rushing touchdown. That came from 12 yards out. And Minnesota leads 12-3. And then there's this. As Ben Lieber on the sideline mentioned, only touchdown in the game, J.J. McCarthy, his 4th rushing touchdown, and he goes back to pass. Look out. Oh, he's buried by Brian Burns, and it's picked up by a Giant for a defensive touchdown. Tyler Newman, the former Gopher, scores against the Minnesota Vikings on a Brian Burns sack, and it's 13-9 Vikings. Brian Burns, holy cow. Sky U blah with all that. TCO radio studio tomorrow for 9 to noon, and we will see what can be unveiled involving Fingergate 2025 for J.J. McCarthy, because we whip back into action Christmas Day, 3:30, KFAN, Motor City Kitties. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Number 7 finally got a pick. Dart, shotgun, throws a pass to the left. Intercepted off the fingertips of tight end Theo Johnson. Byron Murphy Jr. finally got an interception. He had gone 18 consecutive games without one, but he just picked off Jackson Dart on a deflection, and the Vikings have turned over the New York Giants. It'll be first down from the 15-yard line. Byron Murphy Jr. finally got that pick. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, this guy is my defensive MVP for the Minnesota Vikings, and don't at me. Jackson takes the snap. He gets away from the pressure, but then Jalen Redmond sacks him at the 15-yard line. Jalen Redmond has 6 sacks this year, and the Minnesota Vikings turn over the New York Giants on downs.
6 sacks, wow.
6 sacks for Redmond. 5 sacks on Jackson Dart. Jalen Redmond also has 11 tackles for loss and a batted ball in the 4th quarter that was huge. What a wonderful player. He's part of the drive-bys, the celebratory locker room drive-bys coming up soon. So, also part of the drive-bys, fill-in quarterback Max Brosmer. That was a Sky U Ma. Tyler Newman was a Sky U blah. Max Brosmer, Sky U Ma. He connected with Justin Jefferson in the 4th quarter. for a first down on 3rd and 17, and it's absolutely the most cold-blooded connection of young Maxwell's rookie campaign.
Looking at a 3rd and 17. He'll throw left to Jefferson. Caught at the 46. And yes! That's a cold-blooded connection. Right hash, left sideline. 22 yards, Brosmer to Justin Jefferson, and a first down.
All right, Max. Sky-U-Ma, my brother. And when you need to get the ball back to close out those L's and close out a game, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3 when you count on AVG.
Giants 1 of 2 on 4th down. This is 4th and 3. Dart, shotgun, 2 receivers left and right. Minnesota leads 16-13. Harrison Smith cheats to the line of scrimmage. Now he backs off. Dart on 4th down, back to pass. He's sacked by Andrew Van Ginkel! And the Vikings have turned over the New York Giants on downs.
3 in a row, 4 KO. 3 in a row, 4 KO. 3 in a row, 4 BFlo. 3 in a row, 4 BFlo. 3 in a row, 4 BFlo.
I got to hit this for a second here.
The Gink! The Gink! The Gink is on fire!
It's Van Ginkel style. All right, it's enough of that. Loved seeing AVG get to the QB yesterday.
5.5 minutes into the show. How much have we ignited the 64686? Holy cow, you guys are acting like this is a 12-13 win operation. You're dropping in the Gink is on fire and AVG and 5 sacks on Jackson Dart.
I mean, we got season is a failure. Kid QB should have had 3 turnovers. Pick 6 should have counted. The whole. I mean, yes, we have ignited the 64686. That we know on a holiday week. PA, the Rubes are with us. Good times and in bad. All
Amen.
of it.
Amen. Happy Monday. Christmas is Thursday. 6 in a row, not allowing a passing touchdown. Yeah. I mean, that's 6 in a row for BFlo. That's 6 in a row for BFlo. That's good work right there, boys. That's an A for effort on a day wearing the C. Meant a lot for Duluth's CJ Ham. That's where we start the post-game hyperactivity-laden locker room drive-bys. The Minnesotan truly was touched by the honor of being a captain.
Oh, yeah, it's truly a blessing. I mean, being the captain for the previous 4 years and obviously the injuries and everything enduring at the beginning of the season, it meant a lot. It's meant a lot, and I'm just blessed to be on this team, blessed to be with these guys and have the opportunity to, be one of the leaders.
CJ, how about the squad? I mean, non-playoff year, not preferred. But after that Seattle game, when you guys got shut out, and then now you've rattled off 3 in a row into the Lions game on Christmas Day, the resolve and the galvanizing nature of you guys sticking together, there are a lot of blowouts with teams that aren't going to the playoffs we see weekly in the NFL. That's not the case with the Vikings. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we still have something to play for. I mean, like you said, it's been a up and down year. We're not making the postseason, but man, there's so much to play for this team, for this culture. Everybody in here wants to be a great player and wants to do great things. So, and that's because of the culture that KO has built. And no matter what, if we step on that field, we're trying to win.
Lastly, my man, McCarthy leaves at the end of the first half on that big Burns hit. Brosmer comes in, finishes it out, and you guys win. When something like that happens during the course of a game, and the number 2 quarterback, who I would imagine is not taking a lot of snaps with the ones during the course of the week, like how does that adjustment work?
It's all because of Max. Max is a pro. He's one of the smartest guys on the team, to be honest with you, and he knows exactly what to do and how to do it. And I'm so glad he got the opportunity and made the most of the opportunity today to get us a dub.
My man, Merry Christmas to you. I know I'll see you on Christmas Day, but God bless you and your family. And it's always a great A, winning, and B, getting a chance to do a drive-by with you. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
CJ Ham, fullback for the Minnesota Vikings, victorious today for a 3rd consecutive time. They were able to beat the New York Giants. Michael, my man, what's going on? Michael Juergens, hey, nice to chat with you in this drive-by. Sadly, Ryan goes down, but you come in, and how did it work out? How do you think things went for you?
We got to win, so you're happy with that. Like any game, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad. You got to acknowledge the good and acknowledge the bad and correct it and get ready for next week.
Yeah, the Minnesota Moving Company had Justin School starting his 7th game at left tackle and seemed to play well again after that Cowboys game where he just went lights out. And I know Burns had a couple of sacks, and Abdul Carter, he wreaked a little havoc during the game, but I mean, those guys get to do good things too. Burns and Carter are good, and you guys held up pretty well today. The cohesiveness of the Moving Company seems to be improving as the season moves on.
For sure, I definitely think so. We've had a lot of moving parts this year, and Coach Cooper and Wes and Keith, our assistant, they've all done a great job, preparing us, getting us ready for every game, and we're all getting reps in practice, and, I think we have a really tight group, and I think that means something at this point in the year. We spent a lot of time together yesterday, and, we always say, it's the NFL. They get paid too. They're going to make plays. They get paid to make plays. But yeah, I'm proud of how we did today.
I appreciate you, man. Great job, and Merry Christmas to you. Best of luck against the Lions, all right?
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
Appreciate you. That's Michael Juergens had to fill in for Ryan Kelly, who had to leave the game in the first half, and that obviously was an unfortunate situation, but Michael came in nicely. Justin, what's going on, my man? 7th start at left tackle. Lights out in the Cowboys game. Represented very well again today. I'm going to start here because you played at Tampa Bay, and I don't follow their penalty counts or anything in games. I mean, it was 22 accepted today. Holy cow! You ever been part of anything like that with all those flags?
No, I haven't. Yeah, there seemed to be a lot, but not much we can do about it. You know what I mean? Just try and clean up our technique and keep moving forward.
When you go against, say, Abdul Carter and Burns and the scheme that they offer, a week after, the Dallas Cowboys, where really, with all due respect, they don't offer on the edge what the Giants offer on the edge. What's the approach into the game when you watch those guys on film?
I think the approach is really just trying to stay true to your technique and trying to play your game. They're obviously really talented rushers, and so if you make a mistake, they're going to capitalize on it. And so just being disciplined enough to stay true to your technique, snap in and snap out for 60 minutes.
Lastly, drive-by with Justin School, left tackle for the Vikings. Brosmer comes in the second half. All right, he's not taking any snaps with the ones during the course of the week. It's not like he doesn't know what's happening, but that's a big, big move. How was the huddle? How did he handle everything?
He handled it phenomenally, and that's how Max has been since he's gotten here, is he's really taken command of the huddle whenever he stepped in. It's been impressive as a rookie to see him step in, command the huddle, know what he's supposed to be doing, and so nothing changed today. We had all the confidence in the world, and as you can see, that's why we had all the confidence. Yeah, and we're recording this before the Lions are playing the Steelers, so under the assumption Aiden Hutchinson plays, just another day at the office, right? You got Burns with 15 sacks one week, you go right into Aiden Hutchinson the next week. Holy cow. Yeah, he's also a heck of a rusher, so we're going to have a good game plan for him and bring our best game.
Great job, my man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Justin School, the left tackle for the Minnesota Vikings, with Christian Darrisaw being put on injured reserve for a remainder of the season. And Justin came up big against some really good pass rushers with the Vikings winning 16-13. Max Brosmer, my man. Well, when you jumped on the bus today, okay, Spearfish Sam Newton asked you the same question every week. If you happen to get into the game, do you have a favorite play? You always have something. Today it involved Naylor. What was the pass to the right sideline to Naylor when he got twisted up? Was that favorite play?
The one that I overthrew to the right? Yeah. It was a good one. I thought it was a great call, actually. I thought that the defense was going to do something different to me that play. And I ended up looking over there too long and ultimately made a throw that was pushed into the sideline away from a safety and a post safety. So could have done a better job on my end holding the safety and understand that I can, use my eyes to dictate the flow of where the defense is going. But Jalen ran a good route and could have done a better job putting the ball on him.
Max, how about the guy to your left, Justin Jefferson? I mean, I know you had a 29-yard hit in that Seattle game. That's still your NFL long. Bruh, that pass right hash to the left sideline to Justin, the catch Justin made. Oh, yeah. I mean, that has to be, as your career goes, as it continues to develop, that has to be like one of the highlights, right?
I think so. I mean, I thought, again, going back to the call, just understanding what we were going to get on, third and extra long. I thought that when he called the play, I was thinking the exact same thing in the huddle. Yeah. And, Justin ran a great route. Protection-wise, on third and long, we couldn't have protected better. I mean, I didn't get touched. And making that throw is a lot easier when the O-line's doing their job up front. Getting the great protection with CJ on the right side there, and we get a lick by the tight end to the left, and it just kind of all came together. And Justin ran a great route, had a great catch at the end. That Josh had been talking about, that ball is either thrown out of bounds or complete on the sideline, and Justin made it right, which is really cool. And being the guy to throw that ball to him is really cool feeling too.
Last one, bud, for Max Brosmer with a drive-by. Kind of a rough day for some Gophers today. Newbin gets knocked out of the game, but then he comes back. But Newbin also had the only touchdown for the Giants. John Michael Schmitz, he goes down. You are part of your very first victory. When it comes to what you do during the course of a week as the backup quarterback, and then you come in and play, like how does that work? I mean, how much work with the ones do you get during the course of the week, and how can you come in and be so secure when you're coming in cold?
Yeah, you don't get any work, to be honest, as the backup. Sometimes you might get one or two routes. If JJ needs a break, and that's kind of your job as a backup, is like if he's good on the route and we need a route to be run, I'll be the guy to throw it. But everything is mental. It's behind the ones, watching them take the reps and try to put yourself in that space, and having great guys around you too that help you prepare is really important too. Josh and JT and John Wolford. I mean, it's truly a room. It's not just a one-man show. Throughout the week, it's the preparation with the other quarterbacks and the coaches, and then on the field, it's the same thing. It's like, we saw this, and this. They're changing up this look. They're giving us more of this look than we saw on film. And it's constant communication. And I felt, with the structure of that system, it makes it easier to go in and play. Not easy, but easier than it would be. So we got a great, structure around us.
That was a beautiful explanation. It also includes center Michael Juergens, who had to come in and play, and School starting at left tackle for a second consecutive game. It takes a village, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's Max Brosmer, quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. A quick little drive-by here with the game changer. Jarvis Landry, you're familiar with him, right?
Yeah, of course I am.
Pretty good wide receiver for many, many years. Randy Moss, Hall of Famer, you're quite familiar with him, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, Randy's next. We got Jarvis today with Justin securing the most receptions by anybody in the history of the NFL through their first 6 seasons. It's a non-playoff year, man. I know that bugs you, and I know there have been some things that have eaten at you during the course of the year because you're a high-end game changer. But today had to be one of the most different games you've ever been involved in. I'm talking high school, LSU, the whole thing with all the penalties. You got offensive linemen getting replaced, new quarterback in the second half. What you think?
Yeah, it was definitely one of those, difficult games just to, embrace all of the different stuff that's going on. But I'm just proud of the guys just from staying intact and, of course, keeping their head up and continue going forward. So definitely shout out to Max from finishing the game in the second half and leading us to this victory. And then, of course, defensively, they always been doing good, making plays and, putting us in great positions to go score, to, change the game. So it was a great team effort.
Justin, it's with these records that you break every single year or you set them. I mean, that's football immortality. It's not arrogant to be proud of those records, man. You work really, really hard. You've had some non-playoff years. You've had some playoff years. But, I mean, to have the most receptions and eventually the most yards, assuming you pass Moss next game, how do you feel about all that?
It's so, surreal, just to really think about the work that I put in and just from being, doubted and not really being looked at the same as other top receivers I felt like I was in the same boat with. So it's just an honor, a blessing to be in this situation, to have the yards, have the catches, just to be the person that I am today. It's I'm very grateful for that. Grateful for the life that I get to live every single day. So it's definitely a blessing.
Well, that'll preach. That was fantastic. Lastly, I'm just going to give you I don't want to say advice, but just something to start thinking about now with the Christmas Day game. Lions. Trash talkers. I mean, you've gone back and forth with Amik Robertson and a bunch of the people in the secondary for the Lions, so you got to kind of get your mind right for that now, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a quick turnaround, quick week. We play Thursday, so, really just, of course, focus on this win for 24 hours, and then, once that hit, then it's on to something new and something better, which we play in front of our home fans on Christmas Day. That's a blessing that, in disguise. So it's just an honor to be back on this field, to be healthy after this game, and for us to go back into the week on Thursday, quick turnaround to, get a good win.
Merry Christmas, man. You're fantastic. Congratulations on cracking that receptions record today. God bless you and your family, and can't wait to call the next one.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Justin Jefferson. You got it, Justin. Thank you very much. The Vikings, A.B. O'Neill, Brian O'Neill. Man, I mean, not that it matters to you or anything. You're a tough guy. And, when I see players out there before the game, 2.5 hours before the game, it's a 50-50 at best. And, I don't know what you're playing through. I don't know how badly it hurts. It's not my business. But it was sketchy as to whether you were going to play today. It's important to you, I can tell, and always has been, to push through injuries and be that guy that's there for the rest of the team, isn't it?
Hell yeah. I mean, if you can play, you play. There's a reason why this is so special. There's a reason why so many people want to do this. There's a reason why it's the best job in the world. There's a reason why so many people miss it. If you got a chance to play in the NFL, you do it. And so if there's a chance, I'm going to be out there.
Lastly, Juergens has to fill in for Kelly. Feel bad for Ryan Kelly. Darrisaw's done for the rest of the year. School starts a second consecutive seventh here for the Vikings. How about those guys, man, jumping in there?
Oh yeah, it took everybody, and it's taken everybody this year. And kudos to those guys stepping in and being able to communicate well on the road. I thought Juergens did a really good job at the line of scrimmage, coupled with having to do two different quarterbacks. The communication between JJ, Ryan, JJ Juergs, Max Juergs, the whole thing was very seamless from a standpoint. So credit to the coaches, credit to those guys for staying ready and realizing that, over the course of an NFL season, when your number's called, you got to be ready to go.
You're one of my favorites, man. Just seriously, I mean that. Merry Christmas. See you on Thursday.
Merry Christmas. Can't wait, guys.
Brian O'Neill, right tackle for the Minnesota Vikings, victorious by 3 points today over the New York Giants, who have lost 9 consecutive games. And the Vikings next get the Detroit Lions on Christmas Day. That one begins about 3:30. Let me roll over here with Eric Wilson real quick drive-by. You're having a really good arm day today. Is this different than like any other day?
Arm day gets juiced up after a win for sure, so excited for the boys.
Let me ask you this, whether it's not here because I've called all your games here, Green Bay, Cincinnati, wherever you played high school football in Michigan, have you ever been part of a game with 22 accepted penalties like today? It was 22 total, man, and I'll tell you, this it just didn't stop, you know what I mean?
Well, honestly, we knew that they were like the most, they threw the most flags to this point, but at a certain point it gets a little ridiculous. But it is what it is. You got to play on. Can't let it get to you, and just go out there, turn that rage into physicality and violence.
So you're from Redford, Michigan? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now, you went back and beat the Lions with your family and friends there and everything. Now they come to town on Christmas Day. Now they're a division team, so of course that matters, beating division teams. But like when you get a chance to beat the Lions, does that feel a little extra special because you're from Michigan?
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. I think me being in the league and, in this division for as long as I have, it's a little, those division games gets a little chippy. It's like, they're like rivalry games. You play each other so much. It's like, these guys, you played against them. So, it's a matter of going out there and putting it all together, man. We're doing some good stuff, and it's a matter of being consistent.
6.5 sacks for you, man. Congratulations on the victory.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Eric Wilson, one of the best defensive players on the Minnesota Vikings, and he came through today before Jalen Redmond leaves. Got to do a drive-by with them. The sack for number 6, fantastic. The block shot, as Kevin O'Connell would call it, the pass defense near the end of the game. I mean, that was big, man. And, a lot of teams were getting those block shots against the Vikings for a while. And, you could tell it was an emphasis here with Marcus Dixon, your D-line coach, and Flores and everything to start deflecting some passes at the line. And you've really come through with that. That stuff's important, man, right?
Yeah, man. It's just, it's drilled every day. So it's drilled on the daily, and it's just ingrained in me. When you can't get there, the best thing is to do is get your hands up. Never never know.
Hey, lastly here with this drive by, 'cause everybody wants to leave. It feels like we've been here 3 weeks. But nevertheless, with you week by week, I mean, physically, mentally, we're near the end of the season, man, and you play a lot. And you've been, I mean, I could argue you're the Vikings defensive MVP. How do you keep yourself fresh? How do you keep yourself mentally and physically fresh?
Physically, you just, get in the training room and do everything you got to do, spend money on your body. So, mentally, man, I'm blessed to be here. So I'm taking it, day by day. I'm just happy to be here and happy to do my job.
You're fantastic, man. Congratulations on the victory.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Jalen Redmond. Yes, sir. Byron Murphy
Sacks
Jr.
for Jalen.
Byron Murphy got that interception. I felt good about that for Byron Murphy. 18 consecutive without an interception. He had 6 last year, the most since 98 for a Vikings corner. Jimmy Hitchcock in the house. He had 7 that year and 3 went to the house. Thanks to everybody for acquiescing and accommodating the hyper announcer with the drive-bys. I missed Byron Murphy Jr., and I'm saddened that I missed Byron Murphy Jr., but who knows? Maybe we'll catch up with him sometime this week. You're listening to the 9 to Noon radio show. Our 12 days of a Vikings Christmas will be unfurled tomorrow when we are at the Vikings Entertainment Network's TCO radio studio. Then Wednesday, it's the Wednesday football feast. That'll be at Buffalo Wild Wings, Roseville. Chad Greenway will be there at 9 o'clock. And former Gopher quarterback Tanner Morgan is going to stop by at about 11 o'clock, chat about the Gophers bowl game, college football, and some NFL. So Christmas Eve, while you're tending to the late stages of your Christmas shopping, stop by Buffalo Wild Wings, Roseville, and say, what up to the Wednesday football feast. Nordo produces, and I'm Paul Allen. Thanks to TimberTech and TimberTech.com. What's on deck 9 to noon included those drive-bys, and it also includes the weekend wrap and Vikes Bites around the corner. By the way, free iHeart audio app for some talkbacks. We got a couple of spots for those today. File reports, takes and or talkers and or tedium on the Vikings 3-game winning streak and victory against the less than Big Blue Wrecking Crew at MetLife Stadium yesterday. Welcome to 9 to Noon at FM 100.3 KFAN. Good morning. Back after this. Guaranteed human, except for sauce. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the multifaceted 9 to Noon radio presentation. We begin segment number 2 with the Hoffman Cooling and Heating Weekend Wrap. HoffmanHeating.net. Hit them up for heating repair, heating installation, furnace repair, central heating, and furnace replacement. Locally based, standalone heating and cooling company with decades of second-to-none service. These guys are cool and are there to make sure you stay warm. It is now post time for the weekend wrap. Football, these guys are hot.
Snap. Caleb, play fake, looking to throw, going deep, searching for DJ Moore, over the shoulder, catch, made, touchdown Bears! It's over at Soldier Field. The Iceman cometh, the Iceman taketh a 46-yard spiral to the end zone to DJ Moore. 22-16 Bears, 4:50 in overtime, and DJ Moore is mobbed in the north end of Soldier Field.
DJ Moore on K9 Guy.
Pigskin in the Purge.
Jade Walker to get it to overtime on K9 Guy.
L.
David Sinekin with the border battle, about 11:45. The late one in regulation to seldomly used Jade Walker, the game winner to DJ Moore. Well, those are about the best 2 throws I ever have seen young Caleb unfurl. Well done, young man. Green Bay has taken 2 consecutive dirty losses. Jordan Love got knocked out of this one, and Romeo Doubs is facing the wrath of some fans perturbed he completely blew it on an onside kick. K9 guy, though, regressed to the mean and was on the wrong side of the two biggest plays of the game. And the Bears snapped a nasty losing streak at home to Matty LaFleur and are in the driver's seat to win the NFC North. Meanwhile, Colorado came to town to skate with our beloved Wild.
And on the power play, rips one home. Right off the draw, short side one-timer, and the NHL's leading point getter now officially with 60 on the year. Makes it 2-0.
You like that? You like that?
No, we don't like that. We don't like that.
Good morning, PA.
NFL, Jacksonville went make that NBA the Minnesota Timberwolves after Fenchie went ballistic on Friday in the OKC victory. Hey, we beat OKC, by the way. It's not too late to give Covenant claps for that. That's hard. Then Milwaukee came to town last night, and here was part of the action.
Monte's open in the corner, far side. Ant swings it up top to Randall. Julius in the paint. Dump off Rudy. Shot got knocked away. Portis with it. He lost it. DiVincenzo now has it with 2:45 to play. Edwards, left side three. Count it!
Loves that part of the zone, baby.
His second three of the night. He's now 7 for 12 this year from three in clutch time.
That's his.
They're looking to stay hot tomorrow night at Target Center. Here comes Kitty. Here comes Cat. Karl Anthony Towns and his New York Knicks. That's at Target Center tomorrow night. NFL, Jacksonville went to the Mile Get High City and smoked the Red Hot Bronx.
Jaguars have a four-man front. Shotgun for Knicks. 8:12 to play in the ball game. Knicks drops, four-man rush. Fires downfield, and that ball's going to be picked off. The Jags intercepted. Jorian Jones went up and got it near the 30-yard line of the Jaguars. What a play by Jorian. The defense takes it away in a huge moment. How good is that?
Quite good if you're a fan of the teal, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are playoff bound. And finally, the Minnesota Vikings host the Detroit Lions Christmas Day. And the Lions took the L yesterday at home to the black and gold of the Pittsburgh football Steelers.
4th and goal for the Lions from the 9. Ball game on the line right here. They need the end zone for the win. Jared leans in. There's the snap on 4th down. Jared back. Jared stepping up. Jared looking, throwing end zone. It is caught by Amon-Ra, shy of the end zone. He flips it back to Goff, who dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
What?
Right.
There's a flag that came in.
So listen to this, okay? And there's like 40 seconds left. I want you to listen to when the referee explains. Comes to culmination, so it's 4th and goal from the 9. I know you got travel terrorism back. They need the touchdown to win. And it is complete to Amon-Ra, who flips it to Goff, he jumps into the end zone, gets knocked around, almost, Sage Rosenfels, the Rosencopter style a little bit. But there's a penalty on the play.
Flags. Did they rule him down?
Are they going to say pass interference against Amon-Ra? There's no time left on the clock. Here comes Carl Cheffers. The officials have finally broken. We're going to get the call right here. Is this game over or not?
Pittsburgh staying on the field.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. However, pass interference, number 14 on the offense. By rule, that penalty is not enforced, and there is no replay. The game is over.
Wow.
There is
What the
no
hell was
touchdown.
that?
The OPI on number 14 negates the penalty. There is no replay. The game is over. There is no score. There is no score.
Well, wait a second. I mean, is Carl Cheffers Trey Blake reincarnate with that explanation? The call on the field is a touchdown. But now we got all this stuff nobody understands. Wow.
Well, yeah, and that's why it took him 40 seconds to spit it all out, and he kept making the mistake of saying that the penalty was not going to be enforced, but there is no touchdown.
Yeah.
And then the OPI, as in the penalty, negates the penalty. There is no score. The game is over. It was an interesting sequence, but the Kitties, man, tough beat for them, and you know what that means, PA. guarantees the under 10.5. Tickets are being cashed.
That play-by-play voice you heard, Dan the Man on the Fan, Dan Miller. He joins 9 to noon tomorrow at about 9:45, and I guess we'll be talking about that a little bit. That's the weekend wrap, courtesy of Scott Hendricks and Hoffman Cooling and Heating. It's hoffmanheating.net. Talkbacks around the corner, but first, it is now post time for Vikes Bites.
Vikes Bites!
Vikes Bites.
Vikes Bites brought to you by Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed Grass-Fed Beef.
DJ Reader.
Now, yesterday, PA, I want to start with a Vike bite. Amid, we got the hand injury to the QB. QB's going to come up in conversation today, I'm sure of it. But Justin Jefferson, signs of life, right? And 6 catches, 85 yards, still quite pedestrian for what we've known in totality of what Jefferson can do.
Yep.
But given that I think he had 37 yards the previous 3 games combined, 6 and 85's feeling good. Now, in a season that won't include the playoffs, those 6 catches yesterday make him now the record holder for the most catches in the history of the NFL through 6 seasons. I believe he passed Jarvis Landry as part of that. The 85 yards, Operation 168, in terms of getting him to 1,000 yards. Well, Operation 168 is now Operation 83 over the final 2 games.
Yep.
And this is something, why don't we just do this on Christmas? And it's just a nice little Christmas gift. He is, Justin Jefferson, 27 yards shy of passing Randy Moss.
Super Bowl homeboy.
For the most receiving yards through 6 seasons, trials and tribulations, ups and downs, injuries galore. Number 18, silver linings. We don't want him, but we're going to lean on him. A good possibility of ending the season with a few records in his pocket to boot.
Where did we go wrong? I mean, you got all the offensive line combinations and 3 quarterbacks, and the kid plays and leaves and plays and leaves and plays and leaves. And yeah, I know you've had injuries all over the place, but I mean, you got Jefferson cracking records in the most nondescript year he's had. Jalen Redmond moved up to 6 sacks. Eric Wilson never has played better. Isaiah Rodgers has 2 touchdowns, granted in 1 game. You scored 30 in a couple of games in 2 of your last 3 games. The defense hasn't allowed a passing touchdown since November and Baltimore. And, okay, there was Jackson Dart, Jaden Daniels, and Marcus Mariota terrorism in there. And I include Daniels, with all due respect, because he was coming off a dislocated elbow. But you also got Dak, and you got Jordan Love, and Caleb Williams, and Sam, the man who used to play on the Fan. I mean, what happened? I mean, 6 consecutive games without allowing a passing touchdown. The kicker hits the longest field goal in the history of Minnesota Vikings football, rarely misses from 50 and beyond, and never has missed an extra point in his career. The punter never has played better.
And by the way, when's the last time we got 6 sacks from an interior defensive lineman?
Wow, great question. Tom Johnson, 6.5 maybe?
Well, that's the thing is that I used to talk about and laud Tom Johnson of all people. No offense to Tom, he had a nice career, but certainly a veteran journeyman, kind of gun for hire at that stage of his career. I think it was 2017. But we used to talk about 3 techniques. Like, can we just find a guy that can do what Tom Johnson was doing?
Right.
Prior to that would be K-Dub, Kevin Williams. But what Jalen Redmond has done this year, so impressive. Like, where did we go wrong?
Where did we go wrong?
Oh.
Tomorrow at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center, General Manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah joins about 11:35. Short week terrorism, head coach busy. And Jalen Redmond and Jalen Naylor both have their contracts up at the end of the year. Redmond is an exclusive restricted free agent, so he'll be back. Naylor's unrestricted. Eric Wilson unrestricted. Old GM's got some big decisions to make at the end of the year, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I think if the Vikings were to finish this out, and I know we got Kitties and Packers, and people will immediately scoff at this, but you're right. There is Jackson Dart, but there was Caleb Williams and Jordan Love. There were some players as part of this defensive streak. I think we tie the modern era record if we were to get to 8. It's like the 70s Packers and maybe the 80s Browns or something like that.
Yeah, see, here's what I did yesterday during the game call, because with True Media, all I could do was go back to 2000.
Okay.
The 2018-2019 Patriots went 6 in a row. And part of it was 6 in a row with BFlo. 6 in a row with BFlo.
He would have been there.
Yeah, one game in 2018.
That counts.
The rest were in 2019 when he went to Miami.
But he set the table, though. He set the table.
So those are the two teams to go 6 consecutive without allowing a passing touchdown. I think somebody may have done it in 88, and then you say...
I think that was the Browns, yeah. Then in the 70s, It was the Packers.
Damn, man. So we're sitting on some good stuff. And
all jokes aside, though,
if you keep the Detroit Lions out of the end zone with a passing touchdown, I don't know who the Browns were stopping. I don't know who BFlo for one game and the Pats in 2019 were stopping. If you keep those guys out of the end zone with passing touchdowns, holy cow.
Well, and you have to give him credit. Whether it's one game, all jokes aside, think about the fact that Brian Flores, last quarter century of defenses that you were able to look up on True Media, he was affiliated with both squads who are on this type of streak.
Right.
So impressive work for Flores.
Well, with the 12 days of a Vikings Christmas tomorrow, which we will cut today, you'll hear it tomorrow. When we get to 3, one of the 3s we will unfurl is, 4 TDs for Oliver, 3 more years for BFlo, please. Once you fix the alliteration, but how about 3 more years for BFlo, please?
Well, that was part of the fan line conversation yesterday. Was basically love the last 2.5 games that we've gotten from McCarthy, but it's 2.5 because he had to leave the field again. So we got to see what's going on there, and hoping he plays on Christmas.
Yeah, but you know how the NFL records work. If you start the game and they win the game, no.
Oh, sorry. But to the aside, other than that, one thing popping up is his contract. Brian Flores' contract is up, and so is the NFL going to give him a head coaching job? We got the legal stuff going on, all of those things. I go back in time, I thought him becoming the assistant for Tomlin, that was the eventual baton handoff, but then he comes here. There's a lot of wondering about what Flores' future is. I believe that if the Wilfs want him here, they have the ability to get it done and to keep him here. But that he'll have head coaching opportunities and such this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, as he's had X amount of off seasons over the last X amount of years.
Well, I thought it was 2 years ago he didn't even interview for one.
I'm pretty sure last year he didn't. Last off season he didn't interview for one either.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up.
I mean, I'm very, very fond of Brian, not only professionally but personally. And, I mean, with all due respect, he's involved in 2 lawsuits against the NFL.
Yeah.
And, we're not making this thing seem like NBA ref fixed game terrorism or anything, but the NBA wields, the NFL wields the hammer. Now, if the Las Vegas Raiders are thoroughly bored with Pete Carroll, Mark Davis doesn't care, Mark's dad Al, and Mark, they don't care what the NFL says and the who, what, where, when, or why. They'll hire who they want when they want.
Yep.
Would you want to go to Vegas and coach the Raiders? I wouldn't, but head coaching jobs are hard to get.
Right.
I don't envision it. I wish nothing but the best for Brian, and that would include maybe getting a head coaching job. If the Wilfs want him here and he ain't getting any sniffs for a head coaching job, he ain't leaving.
I mean, I don't think it's like some elite cabal related bit where all the owners are sitting in a room somewhere and they're like, let's all actively go against Brian Flores. But I think there is a natural protectionist aspect of it when the guy does have 2 lawsuits going against the league. But man, he's a good coach. So it's like I want what's best for him, but what's best for my favorite football team is that he's the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, it wouldn't be obvious, and maybe it wouldn't even be. But, say he were head coach of the Raiders. We're about 7 games into the season. Holy cow, the Las Vegas Raiders have the most penalties by any team in the history of the NFL through 7 games, and most of them are found in penalties. Hey. Man, officiating in the NFL and the NBA right now, holy cow, might be at an all-time low.
No, it's crazy. And you got Puka Nacua getting loose on social media immediately after games.
Oh, he went after the refs?
Yeah, he went after the refs. That was what had McVay last Thursday night.
Oh, with the podcast.
Being stuck with, well, hold on. Then he turns to the side. Wait a minute.
Who let him hear?
That streaming crew was in the building?
Who said yes?
Interesting. So somebody
said the boss. The boss?
Well, and then suddenly the special teams coordinator got fired over there.
Well, we have somebody involved with the NBA. I believe his name is Joe Dore. Yes, Joe Dore was Strictly NBA. Super popular on TikTok, and a friend of Parker Fox's. So they'll be here about an hour from now. And one thing I'm going to bring up with him is David Adelman, coach of the Denver Nuggets. Well, he basically did the same thing Saturday night Chris Finch did in the Oklahoma City game.
Yeah.
He had to be restrained by security, assistant coaches. He wanted to go after the ref. All right, so we got 2 consecutive nights. I think this has been reported, but I know a fair amount of head coaches around the NBA texted Chris Finch Friday night, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we got you, dog.
Well, then the next night, one of them who I wouldn't be surprised if he texted, well, he went ballistic and he went off.
Adelman.
Okay, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, they are laying the groundwork for something to change, and Finch got fined $35,000.
Yep,
that's paltry for what happened in that incident.
Yeah,
that's the NBA's way of saying we kind of have to do this.
Right.
I mean, you bleeping B, you bleeping.
Yeah,
everybody saw it. NBA security got involved. So $35,000. That's it. That's the NBA's way of saying, "Yep, we know we have a problem."
Well, especially, I mean, Ant himself, wasn't he fined like $500,000 over the course of the season last year?
Yeah,
but it is.
Man, those players love. I know this is Vikes vibes, but those players love Finchy. Some of that stuff Ant said after the game. Wow, that was cool.
Well, they not only do they love their coach, but I will say it's illuminating to see how the coach thinks about the refs, how that trickles down. And so we're thinking, man, some of our players get chippy with the refs. And you can look league-wide and find this. This is not isolated to the Timberwolves. And it's like, it's kind of, well, just hand the ball to the ref and move on with the game. Why do you get so uppity? Why are there technicals? Why is there chirping? Why are those things? I think everybody in the league just freaking hates the refs.
Yeah, it's bad.
And the league's clearly not doing enough to change the problem.
Yeah, here's the deal, just quickly. And this is the deal. I am hitting you with here is the reality, because I've been told it's the reality in these leagues.
Yeah.
The hiring practices for officials in the NFL, not the refs. All right, Sheffers, he does a good job. He blew it on the microphone.
Yeah.
All right. Not the referees, the whitecaps, the officials that are being hired, side judges, back judges, stuff like that. The hiring practices for a lot of them and a fair amount of these NBA refs that are skipping levels, it ain't it. It's not working.
Yeah.
They're bad. They're unqualified. And it's harming 2 of the core 4 in pro sports.
It is.
We'll just leave it at that.
That's all I got for Vikes Bites. Brought to you by Thousand Hills, lifetime grazed, grass-fed beef.
Aleem McNeil. Talkbacks around the corner, followed by The Analyst. Then 9 to noon rolls into the second hour. You're listening to FM 100.3, KFAN, your Vikes Bites leader.
Man.
Talkback time. A couple of spots for talkbacks now. And following a Ben Lieber, Justin Jefferson interview about 25 minutes from now. Talkback time, 9 to noon. And here they are.
Hey, PA. I just wanted to say, up until McCarthy got hurt, I thought he was looking really good. He was showing some real progress out there. Obviously, he still has some things he needs to work on, but overall, I feel like he's been improving each and every week. However, now that he's hurt again, I just feel like there's this dark cloud that continues to hang over the Vikings when it comes to quarterbacks. Talk me down from the ledge, PA. Tell me the Vikings aren't going to give up on him.
Give up on him. You've invested so much into him, time-wise and eventually financially. I don't anticipate giving up on J.J. McCarthy. Talking somebody off the proverbial plank, a reminder, Thursday is the season's penultimate game. Then you close with Green Bay either on a Saturday or a Sunday the week after that. Then the season's over, you recalibrate, and you start anew in late July and August with training camp. So that should eliminate whatever dark cloud is hovering over you right now. Secondly, I'm with you, and I went back and watched his plays this morning. I think JJ was sitting on a big one yesterday because there was a lot more Justin Jefferson inclusion with different plays than maybe Brosmer put him on or Kevin called. I think JJ was sitting on a good one yesterday. Now, when Burns crushed him, they're trying to run a screen right. And therefore, Brian O'Neill, heads to the left to block his guy, and you got beefeaters running down the field to get in front of the screener. And McCarthy needs to throw that ball at the foot of the intended receiver. A mistake was made. He got crushed. We have a hurt finger. It's all part of raising kids.
PA and Nordo, I know the Vikes have to make some tough decisions in the offseason, but one thing that's increasingly becoming clear to me is Jordan Addison versus Jalen Nailor. We would have thought that we were obviously going to try and keep Addison, but what if we keep Nailor instead? I mean, what about all these Addison drops this year? It's just ridiculous.
Bro, I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, because Nailor's unrestricted at the end of the year, and Addison will be heading into his fourth year, which means you can do the
fifth-year option.
The fifth-year option bit. Wow. Jordan's drop in the end zone yesterday just can't happen.
Are you kidding me with that?
It's been kind of a common thread. I don't think Nailor played well yesterday either. I mean, Brosmer, I think it was, threw to the right sideline. It was a fantastic pass. Nailor just got himself all twisted up.
Well, and that was often Nailor with the interception I think McCarthy threw as well.
Right.
Which is a pass that you also have to catch.
Wow, that's right. So, I mean, neither one of them at this stage seem to be finishing with a plum. Maybe they have the offseason on their minds. I got to think that one out. I hadn't really looked at it that way, but see, you're going to have Addison next year. It's guaranteed. Then you can do the 50. Yeah. I just wonder what Jalen will get on the open market. Now, Jalen Nailor fits the LA Rams like a proverbial glove with the way he plays.
You'd probably have to move. I mean, the answer would probably come, they have to move Addison maybe in the next couple months, leading up to the ability to sign Nailor in the free agency period.
And you still would be void a high-end receiver, and that's considering Nailor a high-end receiver. And with respect, I'm not sure I'm willing to take that leap either.
Yeah.
Addison has some high end to him. All right. Addison, when Jordan's all squared away, I mean, I think we got 22 touchdowns receiving through 3 seasons, so 24 with that rushing touchdown at Lambeau.
Yeah, 19 into this season.
Yeah. So he's
uber talented, but whether it's and he's paying for past transgressions with the 3-game suspension. You know, that took about a year to adjudicate and all that.
Yeah.
But then the missing bid in London, kind of just the enigmatic part of this makes it very difficult, I think, to judge, because I think he's a better receiver than Jalen Nailor.
Yes.
I just think he's more talented, and you used to be able to say he's absolutely more reliable and more game in every situation. But the drops, I think he's got 8 of them this year. That's among the most in the NFL.
O'Connell would lay on a sword for Nailor, but there's only so much you can do depending on what the market offers. That's a very interesting, tricky talker. I don't know. I mean, maybe Nordo's paying LeBron and I'm paying Dwayne Wade. The BK in Texas. All right, talkbacks.
Not all talkbacks. You know, we love it when our team feels success.
Yeah.
Not everybody feels the same.
What an awful game that was yesterday. I didn't start watching until.
Well, that's the guy.
I think it's the guy.
In the second quarter, I went Christmas shopping yesterday morning. And I don't ever miss a Vikings game. I knew that game would be terrible, and it was. Oh, gosh. Recipe for a disastrous football season. Let's go with J.J. McCarthy over Sam Darnold. Let's go with Ryan Kelly over Garrett Bradbury, and let's get rid of Cam Bynum and put whoever back there.
Wow. BK in Texas went off. Enough.
Y'all don't know football.
Yeah, that's
That's
him.
the guy.
Enough with the Darnold stuff.
Thanks for listening.
Enough with the Darnold stuff.
Enough of it. Yes.
Okay, because Sam's better than J.J. McCarthy at this stage of the equation. All right? I think only a fool would say he wasn't. I mean, what are we looking at? $100 million deal here?
Yeah.
All that guaranteed money? And hey, I know he came through for the most part against the LA Rams in the most recent game. All right, that's great. And Seattle very well could be the 1 seed. If I own the Minnesota Vikings and Nordo's the general manager or whomever makes the in-house final decision on bang the Formica, we got to have this guy, I look at them and say, we all watched that Lions game together, right? Okay, so we know exactly what happened there, right?
Yeah.
Because players like that are the absolute worst. They get you right to where you need to be, and they don't come through ever.
Yep.
Maybe Sam will. So I'd look at GM Nordo and be like, all right, I'm going to sign that check. But if that happens again, it's your job.
Right.
That's it. If that happens again, it's all duckies and bunnies and glory and joy and everything, and then that happens again, you're out. So you want me to sign it or not? So enough with the Darnold stuff. Secondly...
And you knew it was going to be a step back. I mean, the entire purpose of this exercise in drafting a QB 10th overall 2 years ago is it was a step back to step forward.
Oh, of course.
For the long term. And so the revisionist history involved in getting you to that point where you're saying should have kept Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over that as well.
I don't know, man. I mean, Kwesi can pay LeBron. I'm paying Dwayne Wade. One more talk back.
And the Garrett Bradbury thing.
Oh yeah, that's the second one.
And the Bynum thing.
Yeah. The second one has merit. The third one with Bynum, I think Cameron's come back to the pack a little bit for the Indianapolis Colts, like he did with the Minnesota Vikings. And I like Cam Bynum, but he has his limitations. Kelly with the concussions and off the season ender at Indianapolis last year. And I mean, Bradbury, I don't know how Bradbury's playing, but I know he's playing, and I know he's part of a team that could advance through the postseason. So I think that debate right there absolutely has merit. The Darnold bit does not. The Bynum bit, I'd have to think out. Harrison Smith, this probably is Harrison Smith's final year. He is finishing so well. Holy cow, the way he got things squared away with the cat and mouse game with Dak Prescott. I mean, Flores had Dak's flummoxed. Harrison Smith had him staring at a ceiling fan after the game, questioning his professional lot in life.
Yeah.
That's how good Harry was in that game. Harry off the edge in the Giants game. Wow, he had some pop. He's still running well.
I think that just the tackling, finishing the tackles for number 22 at this stage of his career, it isn't the same.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I need to watch that back.
But he is, from a coverage standpoint, and just still, I mean, just the mental side of the game.
Yeah.
He's basically smartest guy on field most times.
I mean, I like, if I had $1, man, I bet 80% of it that year 14 is the end. I can just tell by being around Smith in the locker room after games, old people get exhausted. But Harrison has a dark side to him that I kind of have too, where we like certain dark things with music and stuff like that. Because we were walking to the buses outside of MetLife yesterday, and I'm like, damn, man,
yeah,
almost got that sack. That means he and Rondé Barber are the only two with at least 38 picks and 21 and a half sacks. And he goes, I didn't want it to be that way. I'm like, bro, you're darker than me. Holy cow, old people are dark. I didn't want it to be that way.
The helmet-to-helmet thing, I
didn't see the replay. Was it a good call? Bursic freaked out, but he freaks out on every penalty.
Letter of the rule, it's a good call.
Okay.
But it's frustrating because it's a what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I actually think the other sack on Wilson would be more of the Wilson going full speed, Darts trying to evade and adjust. You get helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
This was kind of, again, based on the letter of the law, I think it should be a sack. Now we got body weight things. I mean, the way they're reffing this thing is preposterous, but it was a legit call.
I mean, we could talk this thing out so much, and we got to pause because the analyst is
got the analyst.
He's en route from TCO Radio. But Mike Kafka and the New York Giants, because of their offensive line situation, they had a replacement at left guard. cat named Stinney, and he's not very good. But then Thomas goes down, and they got to bring in this Purdue rookie with the last name Bo, and the guy's an L. But even with Thomas and Illuminor, the right tackle, those tackles are massive. They crafted a game plan, basically hoisting the white flag, not to purposely lose and commit a felony and fix a game, but there's nothing we can do with this. We don't. It comes from all over the place. It's a Flores amoeba, and we're not going to get our kid killed because he always gets concussions.
I think he had 15 runs with 8 minutes. The team had 15 rush attempts with 8 minutes left in the second quarter.
But Dart didn't. I know you.
His first completion was to the other team.
Well, I know you probably mentioned this on Fan Line. Jackson Dart, he's a fine quarterback with 20 touchdowns into the game, 7 with his legs. Didn't have a completion until the second quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
It is.
That's a coaching staff crafting a game plan saying, we just need to get out of here alive.
Correct.
Probably going to be 9 in a row, 4 BFlo, 9 in a row, 4 BFlo. Yeah, they've lost 9 in a row.
Brian Burns and Abdul Carter, if Abdul Carter, if the last couple weeks tell you what the future is,
they got something.
Abdul's going to be unbelievable.
By the way, when I saw Tyler Nubin week 1 last year, I was like, all right, he's a rookie.
He belongs, but mistakes happen. Yeah.
Dynamited Sky Yuma. Didn't think he was really anything special. He's really, really, really improved, and that's more so than just off yesterday. Dexter Lawrence, he's let himself go a little bit. I'll just put it that way. He's let himself go a little bit in the old 8 consecutive losses, old sexy Dexy with a half sack through 15 starts. Yeah, I talked to Will Fries about him. I don't think it was a drive-by.
Turks and Caicos is calling.
It doesn't matter what I said to Will, but Will was like, he's still a load to block.
Yeah.
Because he's so twitchy and big, but big people might have let themselves go a little bit for the holidays.
Yeah, maybe the 3-second burst is now a second and a half.
I'd still take him. All right, the analyst joins 9 to noon around the corner on KFAN.